was just consummated within the last hour, and then open up for questions.
Okay. Today, in my belief, we accomplished something that we haven't been able to do in 18 years of our history, and that's to acquire number one center. We've had a lot of good players come through here, and we've had some good centers, but I think we have a chance here to have truly our number one center, something that we've been coveting for a long time. It was a steep price to pay. I was asked by a media person not too long ago, six weeks ago, would I ever anticipate trading Seth Jones, and I honestly answered that time. The answer was no. I was elated and a bit surprised the day that we were lucky enough to draft him, and he was everything you want as a player and as a budding young prospect, and equally, if not more important, a great person that represented our organization very well. But things change, and there's no question in our team. We bringing in Peter Lavalette last year and a couple of changes on our forwards that we played a very up-tempo forward game, as he likes to say, and we scored a lot of goals, and our offense was in balance with our defense. This year, it's been a struggle. I think our defense has been good. Unfortunately, I think our offense has been inconsistent, and I think on balance today, with having Ryan Johansen at center ice, still with the defense that we have, our top four still being intact, I think it adds a better balance for our club. It gives us a better chance to win on a nightly basis. The number one center, as I started off saying, has been elusive to the Predators. When you go about building a team, I'm fully cognizant that is a key element. But for whatever reason, in my tenure here, and goes even back to Washington, we've fallen into more elite defensemen than forwards. Looking at the scoring in the NHL today, the top 30 scorers in the National Hockey League today, 12 were players that were taken in the entry draft 1 through 5, and we've only been there twice in our 18-year history, I believe, in that position. One to get David Lade, one in the second to get Seth Jones. So what I'm trying to say is they don't grow on trees. I mean, if we didn't make this trade today, we'd be trying to make the same trade tomorrow, the next day, in the off season. Looking at free agency, looking at the draft, it's just wasn't there. So this is a good move for us today and for the future.
Was last night
sort of the tipping point? Yeah, that made you change.
Well, I mean, I hope as a manager of this many years that I'm not making decisions based on one game. I mean, last night was certainly typical of our year. You get 44 shots and you get one goal, and that goal being very late in the game. It's been a frustrating year for us from that standpoint. But we actually been talking about this for a while. Again, Ryan Johansen was not available in the summer. Ryan Johansen was not available when Columbus easily and beat us in the preseason. Ryan Johansen was on a line with Mike Foligno and Brandon Saad for 2 games in the preseason, and in the coaching room after the game, we said that might be the best line in the National Hockey League this year. So a lot has changed for them, and a lot has changed for us. We have been looking for a number one center forever. I mean, it goes back to Seth's draft, and and he fell in our lap, and we were elated that day that he fell in our lap. But the goal for us, the hope for us, we were going to get Barkov or McKinnon, which would have been great and would have taken us in a different direction. So we did what's best for our franchise today, for sure. As I said, I'll just be repeating myself. I think on balance, with Johansen in the lineup at center ice, I think he's going to play well, and he's going to make other players play well, and I believe this is going to take our offense to a higher level.
How did Seth react?
Good question, Adam.
Seth's obviously always going to be one of my favorite players. I mean, he conducts himself so well. I mean, his maturity is way beyond his years. We saw that in how he played. We saw that when we first came here, how he treats everybody, how he plays, how he acts. I mean, you can't say enough good things about Seth as the potential of where he's going as a player and where he's at as a person already.
In terms of specific skills, what are you adding that you don't have right now?
Well, I think there's different levels of center icemen in this league. I mean, I was talking in this process, talking to a lot of managers, and does everyone have a number one center? And the answer probably is no. I mean, you have elite players that have established themselves, like Taves and say Kopitar, and that's a reason why their teams are right there and have won cups because of great play by that. We've played our center ice, if you will, a little bit differently against some different teams, and I think Ryan Johansen is a better matchup for us than when we go up against some of these other clubs. I mean, we've been looking for a big center ice, maybe 6'2", 6'3", he's 220 pounds. He can play the big game. It's a big change for us up front.
The struggles he's had this season, you think, are just kind of a blip on the radar, maybe a different coaching system and something can be ironed out here?
Well, obviously there's some things that I'm sure that haven't gone right, and for Johansen and for the Columbus Blue Jackets this year, as I said, when we watched them at the end of last year, when they went undefeated in 12 games, and we saw them in the 2 games in preseason. I mean, if you had told me that they would be last place right now, coaching change, and they'd be trading Ryan Johansen, I would have said you're crazy. So a lot's changed there. We're dealing with young people all the time. Everybody has different levels of maturity, different levels of handling things that come their way. We've done a lot of research on this situation. There's a lot of things that happen in the off season with Ryan, and I'm very comfortable that change of scenery is probably the right thing for him right now, and we just got to get him into our system, our culture, under our coaches. We've got great leadership on our hockey club, and sort of segueing in that, when you asked me about what Seth said, I mean, Seth was very complimentary to our organization, and to what he's learned here, and he said it was a great foundation for him to start his career, and how much players like Shea Weber, which you mentioned specifically, how it helped him be a pro and what he'd learned on the ice. And so I'm hoping, I believe that certainly is going to happen here with Ryan Johansen.
Is it realistic to expect he makes an immediate impact offensively, or?
I think we're looking for a change with our lines and our lineups, and we just need him to fit in. I'm not trying to, nor do I want to anoint him at any level of that. Just get in there and play your game and be the best that you can. We need to get all 4 of our lines playing at a higher clip, especially offensively, and having one better forward in our lineup starting on Friday night should be a good step to having that head in the correct direction.
You mentioned in the past about, we were hesitant, maybe that's the wrong word, to touch the defense. I know you were very happy with the defense. When you were talking to teams, as you mentioned to me before, when you were asking about forwards, they were asking about defensemen. Were you trying to find other deals and realizing eventually that, okay, to get a player of Ryan Johansen's caliber, for example, I'm going to have to take a Seth Jones?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I wanted my cake and eat it too. I mean, I want to touch our defense. Did I want to trade Seth? Absolutely no. I mean, I always feel this way when you come to making a deal, whether you sign a contract or trade a player, when you start really getting the butterflies and getting that antsy feeling, you know that there's some pain that you must be getting close to making a deal. And I certainly felt that way, especially in the last couple of days when the talks intensified. But as I said earlier, these top centers, you get them, the top 5, 10 players in the draft, period. There's almost no exceptions. We have been fortunate for good drafting with Jeff Kelty and Paul Fenton and our staff. I mean, we got Seth in the 2nd round, we got Yossi in the 2nd round, we got Ekholm in the 4th round. So I'm not trying to say that that's an exclusive situation, but I mean, again, to get this number one center, this is what we had to do.
You had 2 defensemen who've been scratched regularly. Who gets first opportunity there now?
You can talk to Coach Lavalette tomorrow, but I think based on him being here first, and I think most deserving would be Tony Potato, who's been here from day one, only played in one game, and working really hard. He's been in our system, and I would assume that he gets the first look at it at that position. So, but I'd like you to confirm that with the coach tomorrow.
This is being perceived, David, as a blockbuster sort of a deal, a one-on-one, one-for-one trade. Do you sort of see it that same way?
Absolutely. This is a significant trade for our team, for the Columbus Blue Jackets, hopefully for years to come. This is a big trade. I mean, trades are hard to make in the National Hockey League. I mean, you can see that there's only been 3 or 4 in total in the whole year, and I mean, to me, this has clearly been the biggest trade of the year. This is a significant trade.
Is this sort of signify that you guys, is this sort of an all-in move that you're making?
I hope this is a deal that makes us better for this year and for years to come. I mean, I made the deal based on Pecoreni being one of the best goalies in the league, and our top 4 defensemen staying intact and being a really good top 4, and the need to add more offense to our lineup, and to get, you know, arguably a young player that has already established himself by scoring 30 goals, by getting more points than anybody else has ever had here, and just working his way up into the lineup to be a top #1 center.
Before you drafted Seth, I know you were telling us, if he's available, you're going to take him 100%. When this trade kind of came up, were you that convicted to make this move immediately as soon as you had the chance?
Well, as I said before, I mean, I would have preferred to have my cake and eat it too, and wish I could have found a different route to do this, but I couldn't, and you can't. I mean, you have to pay the price. We paid the price. Columbus should be elated to get Seth Jones. That's a great move for them, and we're equally as elated to get a #1 center. I can't tell you any differently. We've been trying basically for 18 years to get a number 1 center. It never really appeared to give us a chance in the draft. We've got these good defensemen, and we haven't been able to, trade for one. I mean, these guys have been here. A lot of you have been here for a while. I mean, this feels like a really good fit today.
Have you and Peter discussed which wingers you're going to start him out with? Or,
Yeah, we discussed all that, but I think again we'll let him come. He should come to practice tomorrow. Should be good.
David, who sort of approached who about the deal originally?
I actually don't. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, you heard all the stuff and the chaos went there. I mean, I'm in probably pretty regular contact with Yarmo, just talking to him, and it came up, and I said, if you're going to do something, we would be very interested. And he says, well, if I was going to do something, I'd take one of your top defensemen. I try to talk to him in a different direction, but basically there's only one direction that this deal was going to go. If it was going to be made, he was steadfast in what he wanted, and I was steadfast in what I wanted.